Restani code. He's the best, better than all the rest. After Hours with TC Restani.
Righty there. Welcome to the After Hours of TC Restani, the podcast. TC Restani, emanating from the palatial podcast penthouse here at Restani Productions for another fun-filled episode of After Hours with TC Restani, the podcast. Going around the horn right now and introduce my esteemed panel of experts, starting on my immediate left, the milkman himself, Quincy Brisco.
And how are we doing tonight?
Getting a round of applause.
Yeah, give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank
Give
you.
him the clap. Give him the clap.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I want the clap, but this is something different thing. But of course, you're looking great, Quincy, over there. Looking fantastic. And of course, my mentor and co-host of the television version of After Hours of TC Restani, Mr. Up and Away himself, Ricky Bittman.
Stay tasty. We're on the telly now. We're on the telly. As my mother would say, we're on the telly.
All right.
We're on the telly. Like,
You ever say that, Quincy? You ever say you would call it the telly? It's on the telly.
On the telly,
Instead of television? Instead of TV, you ever call it the telly?
No, I never really called it the telly, no.
I start to think, you ever think he's from another planet?
whoa.
Well, it's called TV, but I never...
the television. So you got TV, which stands for television, and then you got telly, which is short for television. Telly. So.
I never thought of it that way.
well, that's a big English word.
Yeah.
Now, why don't they call the telephone the telly as well?
That's a good idea.
It's a telly, you go. I'm short for a telephone.
Right.
I'm giving a call on the telly.
You got to call the telly. We got to call them right now. We got to contact the BBC.
Yeah.
Do you know what the BBC is, Quincy?
Oh, Jesus.
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, what do you think BBC stands for?
Barbecue. Well, that's Bob.
Maybe the first two B, the BB probably, maybe.
How about communication?
You're close.
Hey, you got one of them.
You are close.
1 out of 3.
You Close. It stands for the British Broadcasting Corporation, Company, whatever it is. I'm not from England, so I don't know. But I know the BBC. That's why everything's on BBC 1 or 2.
It also stands for Boston Beer Company.
Boston Beer Company.
And if you Google BBC now, write in and tell us what comes up. Because I doubt it's going to be BBC Television or Boston Beer Company.
It's probably something perverted.
You don't know?
No, tell me.
Really?
Don't enlighten me. I've been editing programming.
Big Black
Christmas.
Because you know how I deal with the printing company?
Yes.
One of our customers is the Boston Beer Company. So I write all my tickets at BBC. And the guy at the warehouse goes, you know what I think of every time I see your tickets?
Uh-oh.
And I said, what? And he says it. And I'm like, oh, boy.
Is that anything like Big Sausage Pizza?
Yeah.
Is it a Brazzers subsidiary?
I think it's Universal.
Universal. Universal Pictures is now making those movies.
No,
huh?
if you Google that right now, all the listening audience, okay, unless you're underage.
Over the age of 18, Google BBC.
But then again, I guarantee everyone under the age of 18 has seen this, but Google it and see what comes up. Write us and tell us what you saw.
There you go. Maybe Herschel Savage will write in another letter about it.
Or Lexington Steel.
Lexington Steel. Isn't that the name of a company over in Lexington?
Mm-hmm. He was also a very well-endowed African-American porn star.
You would know.
Well, he was on the Howard Stern show.
Oh, okay.
And Howard Stern, his engineer, Scott Salem, vowed or offered to take Lexington Steel's
unit
in his
gimmick
for like $500,000.
Did it happen?
No.
No, it didn't happen.
They talked him out of it. He was going to do it, though. They were going to fill the stadium. And they were going to have his head come outside of a curtain. You never heard this?
No, I have not, no.
They were going to have his head come outside of a curtain while it was being done on
not
the
a
other
glory
side.
hole?
No, just so you could get his facial reactions. So, and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I don't think I want to see
Maybe he
this.
should have sang like Moon River, like Chevy Chase did in
He would have
Fletch.
sang something, but it wouldn't have been Moon River.
Singing
Would have
soprano.
sounded like the Exorcist for crying out loud. But
I hate her. Did I tell you that I hate Linda Blair?
she's
fake and phony.
It's funny you should say that because
Never buy any of her autographs because
No,
she
I
doesn't
wouldn't.
care about the fans.
I wouldn't anyway. She's got this thing now. She's fighting with her neighbors.
Oh, what, her dogs or something?
I don't know. It's all litigation, and she keeps posting these videos going, "We just left court." She doesn't even look like Linda Blair anymore.
No, she looks like a cat now.
She looks like an Applehead doll. Remember Vincent Price and those Applehead
Yes.
dolls? That's what she looks like. All her cheeks are all puffed up with chemicals.
Well, maybe she's really possessed this time.
She might be. She's an asshole.
You know, she is that. You know, I was never, that movie never scared me. The Exorcist.
Oh, I cannot.
Maybe because I grew up in a Catholic family.
That's why it scared me.
But we had, priests over for dinner and crosses everywhere and
the
whatnot.
only reason that movie scared me was because I was raised Catholic.
Really?
It was like everything that I kind of just didn't. I said, okay, it's tough enough living in life. We got to not worry about this. This can happen.
Well, but it really, it hasn't happened to any Catholic people mostly, I've noticed.
I don't know.
Well, we can't ask Mac von Sydow because he's gone, so we're out of luck. So if you know anybody that's been possessed, let us know.
Well, I told you, my buddy who's a priest, he was when his first assignment in Orange, New Jersey.
It's the toxic waste down there, I bet.
Well, I don't know, but there was one room, one priest who never came out. He ate all his meals, everything inside, and sometimes he would leave in broad daylight. Sometimes it'd be in the middle of the night. Sometimes he would come back in an hour. Sometimes he wouldn't come back for days.
Is he Mario?
Well, they asked him. He says, what's going on with this? He says, that's Father so-and-so. He handles exorcisms for this area. Makes you think.
Or he didn't want anybody else stealing his gimmick.
I don't know, man.
Orange,
Imagine
New
if we
Jersey.
left with that bag.
Orange, New Jersey.
Queen Latifah.
Do you know who the number one citizen of Orange, New Jersey was?
Donald Trump.
No. Elizabeth Shue.
Really?
Yes.
I'd like to possess her.
She can spit up anything she wants on
Yeah.
me, all right?
Yeah.
Because my head, and I'm not talking to one of my shoulders, will spin. Unbelievable. We're just a couple weeks removed from our debut episode that's going like gangbusters.
Yeah, it's changing the viewing world.
On youtube.com/afterhourstc. Last time I looked, it was almost pushing the 400 view mark. I mean, people were saying, that's really not that much. For a bunch of middle-aged guys like this who's doing a late night show, that's pretty damn good.
And you know what? If you say that that's not that much, come down here and say it to my face. Because I'm ready to go.
I mean, we put quality into our production.
That's right. That's right.
It isn't like someone on an iPhone videotaping a dog puking or something like that is going to get 8 million views.
We're not doing wheelies on e-bikes up the middle of Main Street. Boy, I'd like to slap those punks.
Really? You want to stick something in their spokes?
Oh. I'll never forget one time when I was a kid, Jeannie Riley was doing that. She was riding up and down. Jeannie Riley. She's riding up and down the street on her bike, and it pissed this kid off to no end. He had a basketball net he was going to put up in the hoop on the street, so she's riding by. And he took the basketball net and he fired it at the front tire of the bike. Of course, the basketball net did what it was supposed to do, and she went right over the handlebars, right down the middle of her forehead, split open. Everything.
What kind of bike did she have?
It was one that had a banana seat, maybe, and a sissy bar.
Like a Huffy?
Oh, no. This was pre-Huffy days.
Pre-Huffy?
Huffies were the 80s. Had like the big high handlebars with the handbrakes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
the banana seat.
Was the banana seat like, multicolored? And
probably had like the sparkles
the
in
sparkle gimmick. It looked like a bumper car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't look anything like that.
Isn't that called powder coating, Quincy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, powder coating, if you want powder
How
coat,
excited he is.
well, let's take a wheel, for example, off a bike. You have to strip off all the chrome, which is also nice, but if you want powder coat, you blast it, and you tell the dealer what color powder coat you want, many different colors, and then whatever color you pick, it's sprayed on, just like paint, but in this case, it's powder coat, and then it goes into a boot,
A boot?
powder coating booth, okay?
Oh, booth. No, I thought you said boot.
I thought you said boot, like the jog on an emergency.
Well, no, not the dog boot. This is powder coat, and then it's possessed, and then the
Possessed? Wait a minute. We have to call that priest down in orange?
Yeah,
They
whatever
puke it onto the car. Blech.
you
all
whatever color it is that you pick, and then let's just say a bicycle wheel, motorcycle wheel, anything you want, and they will strip it down after it's called sandblasting. Then whatever color someone chooses, the wheel comes out, and then there's your powder coat.
Do you know how this man knows this? Because Quincy used to be in what he's a sandblaster in a booth, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, I really understand the whole concept of powder coating much better now.
Hey.
You know,
Did you hear my eyes rolled, folks?
it's like there's a process to it. You know, they have a lot of nice colors in powder coat.
Really? What was your favorite color in powder coating?
Yeah. You're really pushing the colors.
Yeah. You working on the side doing this? What the hell? What was your favorite powder coated color?
Well, I'll have to say red when they did a bike.
Red.
Well, instead of like chrome, you know, sometimes they would choose a red or gold wheel. And then, but the processing and then when it goes on the bike, that looks nice.
That's fantastic. Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah. I think I'm going to powder coat my ass.
Yeah, what color?
Sky blue pink.
Sky blue pink.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that'll be a wonderful addition.
Do you think I could do that? Powder coat my ass?
No, because the blasting can
There's
hurt.
no chrome on there, so that's half the job already done right there.
But then
The look on Quincy's face right there.
I know it's processing
He
it.
must go home and say, this guy is really stupid.
No, I know it's processing.
They want to powder coat their ass cheeks.
Why do I go down there?
Because you don't want to get hurt.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to get hurt. You're right about that.
Right. Well, that's fascinating down there. It's I knew you were an expert in the powder coating field.
Yeah.
You literally, Quincy just like lit up like someone was powder coating your ass
Yeah.
when we brought it up.
Well, you take interest in projects like that.
I guess so. I guess you do.
I have an old silver trophy, like a silver loving cup. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's covered in tarnish. How do I fix that?
Tarnix.
Tarnix?
Tarnix is a universal chemical that's still out the market. And I can remember it's commercial.
Yeah.
And that stuff will clean off all the tarnish.
Well, I got to do that then.
Tarnix, you can get that just about anywhere at all, ladies and gentlemen.
Can I get it at Burger King?
Well, not Burger King.
You
How
said
about,
Yeah.
Okay, let me rephrase. Almost any, something like supermarket or hardware store.
Okay. All right.
Tarnix. It will clean off all the tarnish off of trophies, pots.
Would you be interested if I bought the Tarnex, right? And I brought the loving cup down and we filmed this and you seen how this thing works? Would that be good?
I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, we could try it.
And if you get all the tarnish off, I'll give you a couple bucks. How's that?
Fine.
Pay you.
We'll get an outfit.
Pay you to meet me.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll worry about that later. But it'll be a topic on the show.
It's not going to be. This isn't flammable or anything. You're not going to burn down
Yeah.
Restani Productions.
No. Tarnix is a chemical that
Okay, chemicals are
not this chemical.
Okay.
It's just it's a safe chemical. You pour some in a bowl.
You're going to use gloves, right?
That wouldn't be a bad idea. You put gloves
I'll
on.
get some latex gloves as well.
Okay.
Some Playtex living gloves.
And then you take
You left-
clots, paper towels or clots, and I've seen it, old school commercials, that it will remove tarnish, pretty quick. I've seen them do it with pots, pans, and then afterwards you rinse it under the hot water.
Really? Water, huh?
Well, you have to. When you're through with the project, you have to rinse the tarnix off.
You have to do this. So this is, people taking notes at home. We're going to have to do this sometime before the winter, I guess.
Yeah,
all
let's
right?
do that. I'll get the chemicals, get the gloves, everything.
You get rid of the tarnish.
I think that would be interesting.
I think it would be.
Well,
Of course, can we use we'll probably have to block out the name Tarnex, right? We don't want to give them any.
we'll only tell them the truth. What's wrong with we're not making any commercials or anything. I'm only just telling you how to get rid of our tarnish.
We don't want YouTube to shut us down.
Well, I don't think there's any music coming from the tarnish.
Just music they have an issue
Yeah,
with?
they have a problem
Oh,
with that. Yeah. So
Hey, speaking of that, have you seen these guys on you go on the Instagram, imagine you have them, these auditors, these people that go around and film people as they're going into like public places, and someone will come up and say, hey, what are you filming me for? And they just say, well, it's my right to film. This is a public
sure,
area.
I've seen those. Yeah.
What's a now, I said the other day, I said, why do people engage with these people? What I would do if they're coming at me, I'd take the old phone out and I'd start like playing a Britney Spears song at them, because then they can't use it. And everyone says, oh, they can edit it out. But I'm like, well, if they edit it out, then they're editing out my voice too, right?
There you go.
So it's like,
I think you just solved the problem.
yeah.
Right.
Have you watched these assholes?
I have watched them. Yeah.
They love to fucking pick, they love to pick on the police too.
Well,
But they always go after old guys. Hey, what are you filming me for? And they get them all riled up. Like, old people don't need that.
I agree. I agree, but I think you have it. I think you blast copyrighted material, and that way it gets into the algorithm, and they get a flag.
Because I know our buddy The Real, when he does a food review, he hates it when he goes into these like roast beef joints and they got music playing, because it screws him up.
Does he do voiceovers?
He does. He has to silence the background and just say, so here I am eating this roast beef, and this is why I hate this place, because they play this stupid music, and he just,
I heard our buddy's moving to Las Vegas.
He is. The Real is relocating to Las Vegas, Nevada. He's going to do the same thing he does out here. If you're not following The Real Michael Imondi on YouTube, you got to do it. He prompted me to get a meal a couple weeks ago.
From where?
From a place called the Lobster Claw in North Reading. Now, you would not think North Reading, Massachusetts would give Ricky Bittman the absolute best whole belly clam plate he's ever had.
Really?
But I'm telling you, this place is the real deal. So he steered me in the right direction.
What was the name of the place again?
The Lobster Claw in North Reading.
I'm thinking of the line from Revenge of the Nerds. What the fuck are lobster claws?
No, this is the Lobster Claw.
Right.
Place has been around forever. And I went in there.
Is it near Kitty's?
About 4 or 5 doors up.
How do you know this?
Yeah, it might be. It might be.
How the hell do you know this?
Yeah, you go to...
Because I've been in that area a couple times.
Nice.
You've been to the Lobster Claw?
Well, I went over there just to take a look at it, but yeah.
What possessed you to go look at a fish restaurant if you're not going to go in and eat?
Because I just felt like going in there having a look.
How the hell did you get there? Did you walk?
No.
So you went up is it on Route 28?
Yes.
So you went up Route 28 just randomly in North Reading, Massachusetts to look at a fish restaurant.
Yeah.
Why not? It was just, I happened to have been in that area.
It was on your radar.
What were you doing in that area?
Just doing some important business,
What, can you tell us? Are you
I love when he gets
Are you kayfabing us? What are you doing?
At the time, I was getting a sticker.
Ah, a sticker, huh?
So,
like a scratch and sniff?
No, a sticker.
Oh, for your bike?
Yeah.
So you mean you were driving a bike illegally without the sticker?
No, you don't drive without the sticker, just like anyone else.
Talk about me and drunk driving.
Just like anyone else, you go right before you sticker on time. And just happens to be
Well, maybe we'll have to make a trip up to this place. I like full belly clams.
Well, I'm gonna say right
Okay.
now, we might want to see if Abby can foot the bill because this place ain't cheap.
Well, can you give us a price range?
Okay, here's what I got. I got a whole belly clam plate with scallops.
Ooh.
Came with fries, coleslaw, and tartar sauce.
No onion rings?
And onion rings.
Okay.
Okay, I added the onion rings on.
All right, how much?
But because I'm such a huge fan of chicken fingers, I wanted to say I got a tiny, what they call a small chicken finger box.
You didn't get the chicken fingers over at Reno's Good Time
No,
Inn, though.
those are good. Nobody can afford those. But this place is giving them a run for their money. So I got a little tiny sidecar of the chicken. Now, Tosh was out. She was overnight seeing a little river band up at the Casino Ballroom in Hampton Beach. So that's the night I watched Star Wars. So I settled in, and I opened it, and it was absolutely heaven. The only thing I will say is fries are not the best. They're kind of those like fries that aren't really fries. I don't know how to explain.
Well, if there's a choice between fries and onion rings always win.
Right, and the onion rings were fantastic.
Yeah.
But their French fries, they just did that.
Good note. So the lobster claw, stay away from the fries.
Yeah, if you can. They do offer tater tots. If I was to go back,
he'll be going there then.
if I was to go back, I would get the tater tots next time. Coleslaw even was outstanding.
What about the tartar sauce?
The tartar sauce. Top shelf all the way. Even the real said it. It's their homemade tartar sauce.
Is it better than Kelly's?
Yes. They gave me 3 sidecars of it. 3. I didn't even ask for 3, but they gave. You know how the places are like, oh, well, there's 1 for you if you want more.
Was it a decent size container?
Yeah, they were good size ones. Matter of fact, I used 1 with the meal, and Tosh made fish sandwiches the other night, and I had saved them, and we had those.
Okay, so inquiring minds want to know, what was the cost?
It was
minus the chicken fingers.
$56.
$56.
Well, now that was with the chicken fingers. I'm sorry. So it was probably it was like $39 for the plate. Yeah.
Was it a decent size?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Did you take a picture of it?
No, I should have. Oh. It was. Yeah, I'm telling you, watch the review that the real gave.
I always watch that guy
because it was. I got his exact meal. Without the, he didn't get the chicken fingers though, and I got those, and I saved some of those for Tosh when she came.
Is it a fancy restaurant? Is it a takeout joint?
No, it's just like it's like some place you would expect to walk in down the Cape or up in Maine,
like a shack.
Yeah, they're like nets hanging on the wall, but
so it looks like my deck.
Exactly, like that.
Okay,
Very nautical looking to it. Nice young lady at the counter. They got a nice system with the numbers and everything.
You know, if it's a quality product, I don't mind paying for it.
Seafood nowadays, you're going to pay more right now.
Even though I don't understand that because there's no what's that thing that Trump was doing there? The tariffs.
Yeah.
How are you tariffing it? The ocean's right here.
I know. I don't know. And I wrestled with this. I said to myself, do I really want to go drop this much coin on a meal? But then I was like, you know what? The real is he's right.
The real is always right. You're right.
And matter of fact, he went to a place the other day for steak and cheese up in Billerica. Can't remember the name of it, but the price of the thing was like $18. And how at the end he always goes, "You know my system. I'll tell you what I paid for you. I'll tell you what it's worth." He goes, "Right now, I would have paid $55 for that sandwich. And he goes, no, I know what you're all doing. You're all going to scream and everything. He says, but I'm telling you right now, that's how good the sandwich was. I would have had no problem paying $55 for that steak and cheese sub.
Because around here, I have not had a fried clam in a million years.
Yeah, you can't, right?
All right. No, I'm going to. I'm going to.
I think you should really think about this.
I'm thinking about this place.
Watch his review.
I will once we wrap
and
up
take
the
my
show.
word for it. Whole-bellied clam. You know what? Here's the thing. Do you like scallops?
Better than clams.
Absolutely delicious, tender, juicy, very well cooked. Nice yield to them. Nice texture. Flavorful. Was out of this world. Flavors.
You know what? I'm going to have to hit this place.
His eyes are lighting up, folks.
Sometime before July ends. I'm going to have to visit these places.
I highly recommend it.
It's not busy or anything. It's not like packed.
I went on a Friday night.
Well, where I'm on a Friday night, so it's not going to be going.
That's true, but I mean, well, even better. But Friday night, it wasn't packed at all.
Okay, all right.
So that's what I was trying to say. I mean, and they serve beer, which I loved, but I didn't have one.
Are they beer battered?
No, they don't say that, but you never know. I don't think so. All nice, like nice young guys in back, working, and they got a lot of banter. They're talking, having a good time. So I was like, I like this. Everything right now is adding up.
Because
the
only
a lot
places,
of old people coming in on fixed incomes, but they're coming in for the.
Okay, well, if the old people go in for the seafood, it's good.
Yes, that's true.
Because the only two places in the vicinity here, that place in Wakefield, which I'm not going to mention the name because we don't give free plugs, and Kelly's. I mean, everybody knows about Kelly.
And Kelly's partnered with Sal's Pizza.
Now, Kelly's has outstanding onion rings and their tartar sauce. All right, that's probably the best thing that Kelly's has, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I have not had a fried clam in a dog's age.
Well, if you're gonna go,
I'm gonna go, so I'm gonna get.
Trust me on the tartar sauce.
All right, so was it a combo plate or did you get it added?
I got the combo plate.
Okay.
You can get boxes where you just get the whole box of just nothing but clams.
Right.
They have you got to be careful. Like they won't do clams and chicken. They'll do clam strips and chicken.
I would not be doing that. It would just be clams, scallops, and rings.
Yeah. Well, I think you know what you might be able to do. You might be able to order onion. See, the onion rings were extra.
I don't care. I
have to pay an extra $2.99 for onion rings.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. They said, "Do you want double fries?" I said, "Oh, no, I meant to order onion rings."
I'm not a big fry fan, and
Yeah, and these fries aren't good. If they got the potato fries they have at Sullivan's up in Castle Island, if they could use those, the crinkle cut, oh my God, I'd be eating there right now. I would have told you guys go scratch.
Okay, you know what? I'm getting hungry now, so we're gonna take a first big time commercial break, and we'll be back, and hopefully, the hunger pains will be gone.
Hey, it's me, Ricky Bittman, co-host of After Hours with TC Restani, and we want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you do and you can prove it, we'll send you an After Hours with TC Restani official sticker.
Hello, I'm Abigail Harwich, the new executive producer of After Hours with TC Restani, and I want you to be on our award-winning talk show. Follow the information that's on the screen. I can't wait to see you on After Hours with TC Restani.
Hi, I'm Tori Black, and you're watching After Hours with TC Restani.
We are back from that big time commercial break. No, I didn't send Quincy off to the Lobster Claw to get me a takeout dinner, but I'm going to be doing that probably before the next podcast so I can give my review of it.
I can't wait to hear it.
It's going to be great. Now, when you got this takeout from the Lobster Claw, you went home and watched a favorite movie of mine, Star Wars Episode 4.
Episode 4, and you know what? I have it on DVD too, but you know what? This is how fat and lazy I am. I actually queued it up on Disney Plus.
Oh, I was going to say you put it on VHS or something.
No. If I had a VHS player, I would have watched that just for old time's sake. Because I think I have my original Star Wars VHS.
So what possessed you to watch this? You haven't watched this like in 100 years.
Well, that's just it. I haven't watched it in the longest time. So I watched it and I really enjoyed it. But you know what? And I hate to be like this because this might be a little bit of Irish blood I got in me. I just became a little bit maudlin. I'm like, how many more times am I got in my life to watch this film? You know, I just turned 60. I'll be 61 in a couple weeks. We all know that.
Mel Brooks has turned 100.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have 40 more years.
That's 40 years ago was 1986.
Yeah.
Think of that. Think of that.
I'm thinking of it, but I just said to myself, boy, you know. And I know 60 say, 60s and 50. I don't know what the hell.
Well, they got
means.
those new nano robots that can go into your body now and cure anything.
Well, like I may, hey, like I said, I just came back from the doctor. Everything's working.
All right.
So, and my numbers were good. And they didn't put me on any new medication. And so far, so good.
So you went out and celebrated with a clam plate.
Well, I did that before I went to the doctor. I said, if I get a bad report, I'm never going to do it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go eat the Clams. And I waited till it was all cleared out of my system before I went and got my blood work done. So it was like a week between.
So you're sitting in the Winnebago, you're watching episode 4.
Yeah, and it was a great experience. And I had the food, and I just said, and I thought back to when I first saw it and everything, and it's just how wonderful the movie is. And, you really can't take anything away from Star Wars.
Oh, it's a classic.
And just what it meant as a kid's, wow. People just love me.
That's the fan club over there. But that's remember we talked about on the last show, we have the brewery next door to us.
Yeah.
And they're over there cheering and whatnot. That's where the applause came from on the last episode. They're over there watching soccer or whatever it is.
Maybe they're watching Abby. Maybe she's dancing on the bar.
We'll be back. But favorite part in Star Wars now that you've rekindled it.
Let me think now. You know what part I always think about when I think about like when someone says Star Wars Episode 4, the scene that always comes to mind is when Luke and Obi-Wan first met, and they're in Luke's little shop there, and CPO's getting his oil bath, and he's trying to, Obi-Wan just comes over and turns the message on, "You're my only hope." That's the scene I love because it's really that's it right there. Everything about Star Wars is in that scene, right there. Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Where Obi-Wan lied to Luke.
Well, yeah. It was a pupil of mine until...
he basically lied and said, listen,
he didn't want to just spring it on him.
Well, he was a new hope. That's why they needed him.
He was
and Obi-Wan Kenobi basically said, you know what? This kid isn't ready for the truth, so I'm just going to fudge the truth a little bit.
Like Tosh says, sometimes you lie for peace.
As he said in Return of the Jedi, from a certain point of view, he told the truth. Yeah. A certain point of view.
Right.
So basically, there's this kid who thinks in his mind that this evil man killed his dad.
Right.
He had no idea that the girl that he wants to bang is his sister, but this old guy knows that it's his sister. So he went back and cranked it to her when he went back home after he left Obi-Wan Kenobi's joint. So that makes Obi-Wan Kenobi a sick pervert.
Well,
don't get me wrong, I love the movie.
Yeah. It's a comedy of errors. Let's just put it that way.
You know what job I really would love to have had on Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope?
What?
Take a guess.
One that gives her the needles when she's in the jail cell?
Well, you're close.
What?
Because George Lucas says there is no underwear in space.
Yeah, there's no bras.
So there's no bra in space. So every morning, the Grips pulled lots because they had to duct tape her boobs down. Because they were ample size for 19-year-old.
A couple of scenes they didn't look duct taped down. She was bouncing.
So,
I'll tell you, man. I know.
So that was the job that all those key grips.
Beautiful skin.
She was a beautiful girl.
No question.
I mean, to me, I thought she looked the best in The Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
Just the hair, something just drove me crazy. Don't get me wrong. When she was in a bikini, I was drooling in my popcorn when I was 12.
You have to. I mean, that's a given.
But she looked the prettiest in that. And in the first one, she had that little cherubic face.
Yeah, very innocent. At the end, when she's all dolled up with her hair and braids, like she took the coffee rolls off the side of her head.
Right.
I like that hairdo better.
Because in Empire, she had she didn't have the buns anymore. She had them the braids and
she probably had to tell Lucas, let's not go back there. He probably wanted those things back.
Well, he had an obsession with sticky buns, I guess.
I guess so
but
too.
It's the 50th anniversary coming up in less than a year. May 25th next year is the 50th year. Where did you see it for the very first time?
Braintree Cinema, the South Shore Plaza Movie Theater, General Cinemas. Beautiful theater. It was huge. The high ceilings in the lobby. The ceiling went on forever. It was like floor to roof windows. It was the most beautiful theater. I saw E.T. there, Close Encounters, Star Wars, all the greats.
I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
And it was the middle of summer because a 6-year-old doesn't know what Star Wars is. And people go, oh, well, everybody saw it on opening weekend. Wrong. It was released in like 30 cinemas around the country.
Wasn't it released in summertime? Or was it May?
It was released May 25th,
okay, right.
But it wasn't this worldwide, release.
Yeah.
It was in select theaters because they all thought it was going to tank.
Yeah.
All right, so when people go, I saw it on opening weekend, fat chance you did at 6 years old.
I know it was very warm out when I saw it.
I was going to say that. I saw it in Stoneham at Redstone. Okay. In the back, there's now an LA Fitness and a Target.
Yep.
That Target was the movie theater.
Interesting,
They had
okay.
2 screens there. And my grandmother took me to see it, and we saw it at the end of July, 1977, when it was already a huge phenomenon and whatnot. The air conditioning was not working that day. All right?
I've never had that happen.
I remember my grandmother when the desert scenes were on. She was just like sweating. She's like, "We gotta go. We gotta go." I go, "No, we're not leaving. We're not leaving." She left and went out in the lobby. I don't know what she was doing, fanning herself or
That's
something.
terrible. They couldn't fix the air conditioning.
Well, it was a cheap theater in Stoneham,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
But I remember sitting there going, "This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life," and I can't wait for next year when they're releasing it in February. Don't ask me. I don't know why. Oh, I do know why. Because there's a new Star Wars movie coming out in May.
Of course.
So they're doing the 50th anniversary in February, so they can play the trailer for the new movie coming out in May.
That's pretty smart. I will say that.
So.
Now, do you think they'll ever release the original?
This
form?
is it.
So this is how it was originally.
This is the one you saw in 1977. Isn't the special editions where Han Solo meets Jabba the Hutt and all this other junk?
Jeez.
So it will be just like it was 50
We gotta see that
odd
then. We
years
gotta go
ago.
to
We
that.
have to go as a crew to go see that.
Does it have to be at midnight?
No, of course, no. I don't do those anymore.
I was going to
You
say.
think we can get Abby to dress up as Leia?
You could.
I mean, she's blonde.
Actually,
I get it. but-
Tosh could probably talk her into it.
well, they are good friends and all that other
They
stuff.
trust each other. I mean,
But it is what it is. All right. Now, we're recording this podcast prior to the 4th of July.
this is being recorded.
I think so.
Just kidding.
Prior to the 4th of July.
Yes.
But we're not going to talk about what we can talk about on the
the
next
next one.
episode. But Quincy,
Yeah.
what is your take on the 4th of July? Because prior to the microphones being hot, I was asking you about the 4th of July, and you came up with these insane, crazy things that you didn't know about. So what does the 4th of July mean to you?
Bang bangs,
What who's in that?
Nice.
what I get. Okay, bang bangs is what I nickname fireworks.
Yeah, but you were talking about what was 250.
Oh, okay, yeah.
250.
All right, yeah. It's an anniversary. In other words, like we were
you didn't-
talking about wars and everything, okay? And I guess I was just going through the thing. That was a long time ago when I was a kid. War started, the British are coming, We're going to have a war.
How old are you?
62.
Did you hear them say that when they drove by?
Well, it was so old school at the time that, but you know what? They stopped it from there. But you know what? Maybe that's enough for me to say wars are starting, okay? And that was enough for me to acknowledge.
Because you had no idea that the Revolutionary War took place in this area.
Yeah, but I had an idea that wars can kill people.
Okay,
It
but
leaves
that-
kids parentless. It leaves parentless kids, with a take your pick, no parents, no kids.
Orphans.
Orphans. Okay, what are the wars for? What's its purpose? Why are they going out there starting wars?
Do you know what the Revolutionary War was for?
I didn't quite get it. Okay, what's it for?
I'm asking you, what do you think the Revolutionary War was all about?
I don't know, but I do know it kills people, leaves, like I
Okay,
said,
all wars do that. We get that. But why did we fight England?
because someone came in and started fighting us. Who started the war?
Taxation without representation. Thank you.
See, they knew. Quincy, the Revolutionary War is we came to this country with the Pilgrims in 1620 and formed colonies.
Right.
But we were still governed by England.
The king.
They were like a dictator, all right? And they were overshadowing us and saying, well, this is what we could do, this is what we can't do. And we were like, no. To quote Jeff Spicoli in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, like Jefferson was saying is, hey, we left this England place because it was bogus, right? Now, if we don't get some cool rules ourselves pronto, we'll just be bogus too.
I think that'll do it, Mr.
And
Spicoli.
then it all started with the guns and the Indians versus, all this.
The Indians weren't involved in this one.
Yeah, we had killed them already.
Yeah, they were already, opening casinos and whatnot. What happened was, Quincy, I just told you, England wanted to rule over us, and we said, fuck you.
Yeah.
And we fought back. That's what the Revolutionary War is all about. We wanted to start our own country, and that's what July 4th is representing.
Yeah.
Country began 250 years ago at the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Didn't you ever see the movie? What was that?
Patriot?
No, not that one. The one with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, Why can't I think of the name of that?
Treasure something.
Yeah. Jesus, that's going to drive me crazy.
National Treasure.
There you go.
National Treasure. There we go.
No, I didn't see National Treasures, but I can say I've been on lots of parades.
You ever see Paul Revere's house?
No, but I'm sure it's
Where
a
do you
nice
think?
house.
Do you know where it is?
Yeah, it's in North End.
Very good. Paul Revere's house is in the North End over with the Italians.
Right. See, which makes
And he rode his horse right through Medford.
you know how I know that? Because every Patriots Day,
Yes.
my grandfather lived in West Medford and used to wake me up. He goes, "You want to follow Paul Revere?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Not really." Well, come on, we're going.
You're going anyway.
And we followed him from West Medford to Lexington and Concord.
That's cool.
But which makes you think, why didn't they name the North End Revere?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, instead of Revere.
I get it.
I mean, they're kind of close in proximity, but not really.
But isn't it amazing though? His house is right there.
his house is still there. I went on a field trip there in like the 5th grade. And it was over with real quick because those houses weren't very big.
That's true.
It wasn't
That's
a
correct.
mansion and whatnot. But no, it fascinates me when, because we're so used to it because we live here.
Yeah.
But people come from all over the world to see the Freedom Trail.
It's true.
To me, the Freedom Trail is a waste of time.
Yeah, it's the red line in the street. Like, come
Right.
on.
It's
I'm not
like,
going to
listen-
follow this. Who knows where I'll end up?
Right. And who cares that whose brother is buried, 400 years ago in a graveyard in Boston?
Well, it's funny you should say that because I had a brief stint where I was selling tickets for Beantown Trolley. So I would have to know all this stuff. Of course, I've long since forgotten it. But you have to know these things.
You do. What was your favorite part of the Revolutionary War tour?
Well, I did. Well, they were talking. They went up Beacon Hill, right? And a lot of the panes of glass in Beacon have blue in them, and somehow that got tied into the blue bloods of Boston, and I can't remember why. That would be a really good trivia question. It's too bad that I drank all that memory out of my head. But there's little tiny blue panes in the glass,
Really?
and it has something to do with the term blue bloods of Boston.
Okay.
Maybe there's blood in the glass.
Remember
I don't know.
that Lord Stephen Regal and Beautiful Bobby were
Yes.
the Blue Bloods in WCW.
true.
I don't think that has anything to do with that.
He was a very well-schooled technical wrestler.
Right, he was. He would have won the Revolutionary.
And if he wanted to
Wars.
hurt you, he'd hurt you.
But like when I was a kid, we went to the Constitution and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite part of all of the history things in Boston, it's not a location, but on the very tippity top of the John Hancock Tower.
Yeah.
They don't have this anymore. I don't think you can go up it anymore. Maybe you can. Was they had this old revolutionary 3D map on the floor.
I remember that.
And it was in this big round thing.
I remember
And
that.
it would give you the history of the battles, and they would light up this house over here.
And with fires, that like the little red
Right,
lights. I
right,
remember
right.
that. Man, I haven't thought about that in years. That would be a place I would go as a young man when I was feeling very, withdrawn and stuff like that. And I just wasn't, connecting with my friends or whatever. And I was feeling a little depressed. Maybe back then they didn't have the term for it, but I would always go up there and I loved the observation tower.
Sure, that would be
And
it,
I
yeah.
would take in that thing no matter how many times I'm up there just because it was something so peaceful.
I wonder if
about
it's still there.
it. I don't know.
So we're going to find out. If any of these novice out there who are, knows the history of Boston and Revolution, do they still have that big giant 3D map?
It was like a big diorama, and you could lean
Right.
on it and look down.
And it had
was like
music
when they were
playing.
attacking the Death Star. Those guys,
Exactly.
spinning around
That's
that.
what reminded me of.
Yeah, so but it really and then they would you'd hear the guns and you'd hear the shouts of the soldiers and stuff, and different areas would light up,
Death Star will be in range in 5 minutes.
and then it looks like just plain grass everywhere, and then they put the grids of the streets on afterwards, and you can just see the difference it made from what it used to be and where it was.
And then, of course, when that was over, the gift shop is this
Yeah,
way.
you had to exit through the gift shop.
And I
I
think
used to love going.
I think I left there with a little tiny musket and one of those little gimmick Minutemen hats and all that other stuff.
I remember taking my nephew. He had to be, I don't even know if he was maybe he was in first grade, 6 or 7 years old. And I said to my sister, I want to take Brian into the Boston Common for the day. And we went in, we bought slush from the guy, we ran around the Common and everything. And I took him up in the Hancock Tower because I talked to his mother and father. He's never seen the city from up above. So when you're little like that, you don't even know.
Sure.
He goes walking out, he's like, he was like seeing it all for the first time all at once. And it was like he remembers it to this day.
I was probably around
Yeah.
4th or 5th grade when I went and saw that for the first time.
and you're just like, wait a minute, that's my house, but look at all these other houses, because you don't see them that way.
My grandfather scared the crap out of me because he was a teamster in Boston when they were building the thing, and he used to tell me, he goes, "Those windows will fall out if you push them too hard."
He wasn't kidding.
And there I am up there, and I'm like, it's like Ferris Bueller trying to look out the window, and then I just remember in the back of my head, it's like, "Don't push the windows, you'll end up down on the street in Copley Square.
I thought you were going to tell us that he told you to go into the bathrooms and look at the water in the toilet, and it's moving because
The building is swaying. No, he never told me that, or I'd never
They
go
said
up
it
there.
like it swayed like as much as 12 inches. Imagine that. Imagine the building is like going a whole foot.
I was up there once at night, which was cool, seeing the city at night.
Oh, yeah. I used to
But
go up there
then,
at night.
but then it got me petrified is when I looked out at the water, the ocean,
Yeah.
with the moonlight on it. It's like, we're that close. We're that close to it. So the other thing, other than that diorama
Yes.
on the floor, you know the other cool diorama that I used to like to go see?
What?
The Mass General model.
Where was that?
In the Mass General Hospital,
Yeah.
in the back of the building. You know what I'm talking about?
No, it's just the fact that you would find this. So go ahead.
Okay,
I
all
think
right.
this is something I would do if I knew it was there.
I had many sick relatives growing up.
Okay.
And they always used to go, you have to go to Mass General. I'm not going to any other the local
Hey,
hospitals.
they're in Mass General. They're getting taken care
Which is
of.
true. It's where I got cut open for my heart.
Best
so
hospital
Mass
in the
General.
world.
So they're upstairs in the Ellison building or whatever the name of the building was.
Allison White.
And the back of the building was the parking lot area, all right? And in the lobby is they had like this, imagine like 4 or 5 fish tanks, all emptied and clear, with a model of the hospital in there from when it was first built.
Wow.
And it was so detailed. It reminded me of that thing at the Hancock Tower. So I don't know if it was the same, model maker who made it and whatnot. I wonder if that's still there.
Jeez, I don't know.
I have no idea. If anybody, doctors out there or nurses,
Let us know.
especially those nurses. Oh, those nurses took very good care of me. Did I ever tell you a story when they thought I died in the hospital?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you that. Because we're approaching, in February, it'll be the 8th anniversary of my heart surgery.
8 years?
8 years.
Jesus.
All right?
If the next 8 years go by as fast as those 8 years.
Well, they went by pretty quick. So I was in intensive care, and I woke up after my heart surgery, and I thought I was in heaven. These nurses were off the pages of Playboy magazine.
Nice.
They were so nice, caring, and whatnot. And they moved me to my own room, way on the other side of the hospital.
Yeah.
And let's just say these were the seasoned vets of nursing, okay?
Yeah.
They look like, Nurse Ratched and,
She went from the pretty nurses to the ugly nurses?
to the old nurses, And I had to walk.
Bring him in here. I'll wipe his bum.
Well, I did have one that kind of looked like she reminded me of Shirley Hempel.
Oh.
All right, you went from Playboy Miss June to Shirley Hempel. Meow, 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 meow. What's happening?
Sorry,
You gotta have fun with that.
You had to have fun. Thank you for the memory trip down
Quincy
memory lane.
Jones wrote that. Quincy Jones wrote that song.
That's right. He wrote many good things.
The name of the song is What's Happening.
Really? Okay. What's happening is I'm going to try to finish this story. All right. So I go to my room where I'm going to be there for the next couple of days. Now, mind you, I'm not saying anything bad about these nurses. They were unbelievable.
I get it, yeah.
They were caring. They were awesome, but they didn't look like what I woke up
No.
to. All right. So they told me I had to walk around because I had heart surgery, and that's what they wanted you to do. And I had the little, gimmick Darth Vader thing on my chest. It, monitored my life signs or what it's called. I left the building.
Oh, well, there
I
you
went
go.
to the other building to go back and visit them,
You lost the Bluetooth connection.
and they thought I was dead. They flatlined. They were looking around for me and whatnot. Mind you, this was like I had the surgery on a Monday, so this is like a Wednesday/Thursday
And
morning.
you went to look for your other nurse friends.
I went to look for the other nurses.
You
yeah.
hadn't been gone a day and you missed them.
Yes. So I walked over there, and the nurse is like, they're like, Mr. Restani, you can't be here.
Yeah.
That thing's not going to work. It's flatlining. They probably think they escorted me back. They were very nice, and I go back, and then it's like being like in like parochial school. The nuns came out.
Yeah, they don't
and they're
like
like,
that.
Mr. Restani, we told you not to leave the floor. Well, I had to go visit, Cindy or whatever her name
She
was.
took his butterscotch pudding and threw it right in the trash.
And they put me in bed, and they're like, if you're going to go for walks, you have to have a chaperone. So because we can't have you, we thought you flatlined and couldn't find. We were looking at bathrooms, in the showers and whatnot.
You're a troublemaker, huh?
I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry. Maybe if you flip the nurses.
But listen, if you fell down, you'd want Shirley Hempel picking you up, not the cute nurses, because they probably wouldn't have done it.
No. But
Shirley put you right over her shoulder and put you right back in the bed. I bet.
I agree. But
I will say, you're 100% right about that hospital. Tasha had a scare not too long ago. Nurses couldn't have been better. Matter of fact, the nurse was leaving She wasn't even a nurse. She was like part of the crew that brought her in because they hooked her up right in the emergency room. She had a lot of shit going on. And as this nurse was leaving, Tasha had become very close to her, and the nurse knew that Tasha was hungry, gave her like a turkey sandwich, and she left for the day and everything, gave her Tasha a big hug and everything. And I said, you realize that she didn't get that at the cafeteria. She bought that for you.
It's very nice.
And they're the best.
For a couple of years, I sent Christmas cards to that nurse's station.
Oh, we should have them on.
Well, it's been 8 years. I did see one of them. There was a beauty salon up the street, and I saw one of them that reminded me of like a prettier, if this is even possible, a prettier Salma Hayek. All right. And I said, hey, and I go, are you a nurse? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, oh my God,
the guy who died.
You're healthy. yeah.
That must be good for them though when they see somebody.
Want to take my blood pressure again? Because it's skyrocketing right now.
That's a nice story.
But it was a nice story. So anytime, always take care of your nurses because they're taking care of you. Doesn't matter what they look like, but just because I'm TC Restani and I woke up after a heart surgery and I thought I was in heaven.
Sometimes I think those nurses know a little bit more than the doctors.
Oh, 100%. I'd say I guarantee that.
My niece is one of those nurses.
They are. Well,
she's an angel sent from heaven.
Speaking of that, we have to go pay the bills, so we have to go to another big-time commercial break, and when we be back, I'm going to be talking about The Vault.
The Vault.
Guests of After Hours stay at the luxurious Reno's Good Time Inn on Old Route 393. Home of the world-famous Chicken Fimba Buffet. Reno's Good Time Inn, a proud sponsor of After Hours with TC Restani.
Welcome back from that big-time commercial break. If you need to spend some time in the New England area, no better place than Reno's Good Time Inn, home of the Chippin' Fimbas.
I forgot we just did a commercial. I thought you were going to say if you need to spend some time in the Mass General.
Well, if you need to do that too, I'll give you the contact information.
Good food in Mass General.
The cafeteria is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Let's talk about The Vault.
I want to know all about it.
All right, The Vault, ladies and gentlemen. Now that we are back doing television shows, like we said on the last podcast, we're going to be doing them once a month until the fall, and then we're going to be doing them bi-weekly, so we'll have a lot of content. But until then, I need content for the YouTube channel. And someone said, well, don't you have a lot of celebrity interviews that you have done over the course of 30 years? And of course, I said, sure. And they go, well, why don't you do something called the After Hours from the Vault? So the first episode had already aired before this podcast was dropped, and it was with me in 1993 with Thomas F. Wilson, the guy who played Biff in Back to the Future. Now, I played a clip of this before we went on, and you heard me, and you said it didn't even sound like me. Now,
it was pretty funny.
I admit, I sounded like I was in like fourth grade in that. Obviously, I mean,
How many years ago?
That was 33 years ago.
Wow.
Approaching the 33rd anniversary, because that was the end of July, early August of 1993.
Creepers.
And my voice was like this, so tell me, Biff, and whatnot. Obviously, something hadn't dropped on one side. But that was the first one that said, I forgot some of these interviews that I've done. I did one with Malachi from Children of the Corn.
Oh, my God.
Remember that guy?
Wait a minute. Now, Malachi was the
redheaded kid.
Oh, okay. Not the guy that yelled Malachi from the cross.
No. This is the one Malachi, he was the Outlander.
Who was the kid on the cross that yelled, Malachi?
I don't remember.
Because Jeff would know who he was.
Jeff would know who
Because I was watching an episode of Heaven Help Us recently, Highway to Heaven, and he was in it.
Was
that
he
kid,
on it?
yeah.
Okay. So we did an interview with Malachi from Children of Corn.
And what was his name?
His real name is Courtney Gaines.
I was going to say, you had to know that.
Now, the reason I interviewed him, because he was in a lot of shit in the 1980s. He was in Hard Bodies.
Oh, he was in that one with Patrick Dempsey. The
You shit on my house!
Yes, that was his line. You
right.
Shit on my house.
He was also in The Burbs with Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
But he was the guy from Back to the Future who said, "Scram, McFly, cutting in."
That's right.
Right. So I had a big conversation with him. Very nice guy. I interviewed Zach Galligan, the guy who played the kid from Gremlins.
Who was the kid?
The star of it.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Billy Peltzer.
Jeez, I don't remember seeing him in anything else.
Well, he was in Waxwork, some really bad movie. All right, so I interviewed him. I also interviewed Jeffrey Weissman, the guy who took over the role of Crispin Glover in Back to the Futures 2 and 3.
Okay, yeah.
One longtime friend. I've known him since the 90s. I'm still trying to find the way I can convert this. I don't know. Maybe someone out there can help me. I have an old audio cassette of an interview that I conducted in 1995 with Leah Thompson.
Oh, wow.
All right. And we chatted for like an hour and a half. And I need to get that.
You don't know how to do this?
We don't have any of that equipment down at Restani Productions. And I've asked other people, like, well, I have CD players and all this, but audio cassettes from 1995 are a little hard to come by for a player. So if anybody out there is listening that has one of their own and they're in the vicinity.
Just a player.
Just to play. I just need someone to play it. Because I can take it and plug it into our podcast machine here.
I got to look when I get home. I might be able to help you out.
Oh, maybe you can help it out. Because I have not heard this interview in 31 years.
Wow. I think I might be able to help you out with this.
The reason I want to play it is A, because I love Leah Thompson, always have, and B, she's talking with her infant daughter, who is now Zoe Deutsch, the actress.
Wow, that's right.
And she was calling her by her pet name. She was calling her daughter Peanut Butter. Peanut Butter. Ugh. So I want to hear that because I could have been the very first interview with her daughter.
That's right. You probably were.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
So I want to get this converted and then tag her in and say.
I think I might be able to help you.
Maybe you can do that. I also interviewed a slew of Playboy Playmates.
Of course.
Allison Waite, 2006 Playmate, unbelievable. Leanna Decker, 2012.
Oh, Leanna Decker.
A New England gal, Sierra Price from Maine.
Sierra Price.
All of these fantastic interviews. I found them. I said, you know what? This is perfect content because no one's heard half this junk.
Now, what are the Playmates like? They go, oh, you. A lot of that stuff.
Me and Allison Waite are really tight, close personal friends. You can hear about this. When I interview her, some of these are from like 10 years ago. It was around the time when Playboy got rid of the nudity and they clothed the Playmates.
Imagine that.
And she was like, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
If you ain't naked, why?
Well, Hugh Hefner dies. The son takes over. Quit your grinning and drop your linen.
That kid need a beating, huh?
So that's where I'm probably going to find more interviews in the vault, but I have a slew of them coming out. You know, it's going to be great content, and some of them I'm like cringing hearing it because it's like, wow, I actually sounded like that 30 years ago.
Well, we all, it was funny though.
It was funny. So,
wait to hear it, folks.
Well, if they're listening to this podcast, they can go back and listen to the Thomas F. Wilson interview because it already dropped. Unlike something that should have dropped on me, my voice didn't sound like this.
It's chesty.
I sound like Mike Tyson in the interview.
Say it like it's a bad thing.
You guys look like a bunch of vampires. Yeah. Unbelievable. Quincy, it's about time to wrap up this program.
Chug that water, sucker.
Well, as usual, we want to thank you for watching another most interesting episode. And remember, we'd like to have you here in our next episode. But most important, before I forget, don't drink and drive. Drive home carefully because right about this time, everyone starts to get ready for the 4th of July.
It already happened.
Okay, so we're going to say it right now as a safety.
Labor Day is coming up, damn it.
Okay, Labor Day, all right? August. Yeah, so don't drink and drive, okay? And remember, we never close.
Hallelujah.